Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. Today marks the 10th anniversary of the Loche mass shooting that left 4 people dead and 7 injured. On January 22nd, 2016, then 17-year-old Randon Dakota Fontaine went to the home of his 2 cousins where he shot and killed them. He then went to the community school where he shot and killed a teacher and a teacher's aide. 7 others were treated for their injuries. Since the tragedy happened, the school had been closed on the anniversary. But today, the school community gathered on the day to mark the day, focusing on the strength and resilience of residents, staff, and students over the years. Loche's mayor, who was the interim mayor at the time, says they can never erase what happened, but he says remembering the lives lost is important, and adding he is proud his community has been able to carry forward.
Today, seeing those residents and the kids going through those stores each day, each and every day at Den High School, uplifts the people in Loche and gives the positive vibes, and it's just that at the end of the day, it tells us we are strong and we're going to move forward.
Going forward, the school will be open on January 22nd. In 2018, the shooter was sentenced as an adult to life in prison with no chance of parole for 10 years. The province is launching a comprehensive review of safety measures at hospitals and security after a number of recent incidents. The third-party independent review comes at the request of the Saskatchewan Health Authority, and it will look at all current practices and provide recommendations to improve safety at facilities across Saskatchewan. Metal detectors are being installed at emergency departments in Saskatoon, Regina, the Urgent Care Centre in Regina, as well as in Prince Albert and North Battleford hospitals. The Health Authority says it has seen an increase in violent incidents and weapons coming into hospitals, and it was time to address it.
Both with what we've heard from healthcare workers and with some of the recent incidents, it's an opportunity to take a step back and say, let's look at the larger picture here. Not just a specific incident or 2 specific incidents, but let's step back, take a larger look at things.
51 security staff will be hired as part of the changes to run the metal detectors and ensure people can get through security quickly. Wadena RCMP have arrested and charged a man after illegally possessed weapons were seized from a home on Fishing Lake First Nation. Yesterday, officers determined there were illegally possessed weapons and obtained a warrant to search the residence. RCMP found and seized 9 firearms, 2 bows and a crossbow, as well as more than 450 rounds of assorted ammunition. RCMP arrested 30-year-old Wyard who was near the home for breach of conditions. He was also charged with unauthorized possession of a firearm and unsafe storage of a firearm. He's scheduled to appear in court in Wyard today. There is a cold warning in effect for almost all of the province. Environment Canada says a colder and windier air mass is moving into Saskatchewan over the next few days, bringing falling temperatures and wind chill values dropping into the -40 to -45 range, with the coldest periods being during the night. People are being reminded to dress for the weather and cover up as frostbite can develop on exposed skin within minutes. The City of Saskatoon is reminding people to learn about emergency warm-up locations, so if they or someone they see needs shelter during the cold, they know where to go. School bus service has also been cancelled in several parts of the province due to the cold. The Saskatchewan Rivers Public School Division, though, announced buses to Dev Ed and Independent Futures at Carleton would not be running today, but no other bus cancellations were made for the Prince Albert area due to the cold. In Saskatoon, both the public and Catholic divisions did not have their buses running this morning. Bus service is typically suspended when the temperature, including the wind chill, reaches -45. However, all schools remained open. Well, if I could feel it yesterday, Jeff, I could feel it today. It was cold out there.
Yeah, it's straight up cold. If you were out walking this morning, as I was, it wasn't a long walk, trust me, but very cold conditions. Even a light breeze makes it sting onto exposed skin. So certainly those warnings about exposed skin freezing in minutes, please be mindful of that. As we take a look at what's going on, I've talked about it for the last few days, is cold Arctic air, the polar vortex continuing to push down southward. Manitoba and Saskatchewan are really going to be the coldest places, but cold enough that when this cold air makes its way down into the southern states of the United States, mixing with the Gulf air, the moist Gulf air, we are looking at ice storms from Texas up to parts of, Tennessee and maybe even north of that. So we're going to be keeping our eye on that, but certainly cold across much of Canada, and we'll talk more about that later on.
SUMA is exploring ways cities and towns across the province can access more revenue. Currently, municipalities are bound by legislation. They may only collect taxes, property taxes, and service fees to fund their budgets. However, SUMA wants to modernize that legislation. A motion before Regina City Council Thursday aims to reduce reliance on property taxes and strengthen local government funding. SUMA says it's not a Regina-specific issue.
We're very fortunate in Saskatchewan to have with the province the municipal revenue sharing, but it's sustainable, it's predictable, so that goes into our budgets. What we're finding with the pressures and the responsibilities now, that is no longer adequate with some of the changes that have happened to sustain our municipalities and the work that they have to do.
In 2025 and 2026, the government of Saskatchewan will distribute more than $361 million across the province through its municipal revenue sharing program. After the break, an upcoming concert at the end of the month, Jasmine Pelche chats with members of the Crosby-Harle Band.
So your concert's coming up on the 31st in PA, is that correct?
Yes. Yeah.
So why are you guys coming to play in PA? Like, I was looking a little bit on your Facebook page. Looks like you're based in Regina and you mostly play there. So why PA?
Just with being part of the South Country Music Association, we've been able to meet a lot of great people over the years through that association. And I guess just from chatting to people and, getting to know some people, we were fortunate enough to have somebody reach out and contact us about playing the show.
Are you guys all from Saskatchewan?
Yes.
Do you think that's influenced your taste in music or your musical style whatsoever?
I'd say it has influenced us a little bit, but we're more into our American style bands, with Big Time Heart, I guess Blue Rodeo and stuff, and they're not Saskatchewan, but they're Canadian. And they have influenced us a lot and stuff in our music style, and then the Eagles and stuff like that. So not so much Saskatchewan artists, but yeah.
I think also being in Saskatchewan too, you get a lot of the what are people consider legacy acts now that kind of influence everything. All the Canadian legacy acts from back in the day that have already been influencing many people in Regina and Saskatchewan. You get a lot of that too, just naturally passing through, so that naturally kind of influences your taste as well.
And how would you describe your music to someone who's never gone to a concert or heard you guys play?
We are straight jazz. I'm just kidding. No, we're not. We're like a country rock mix. So we grew up on rock music. All of us have, and you hear that kind of in the music we pick and the covers we choose to make our own. But yeah, and then the countryside, we have a 90s style of the country hits, kind of like Alan Jackson and the good party tunes and stuff. So get people up and dancing.
And what can people expect from the set list for the PA show?
They can expect all of their favorite country and classic rock hits with a mix of our original tunes thrown in. They can expect a very tight musical blend with a lot of great harmonies.
Yeah, what would you say to encourage people to come check it out?
I mean, obviously, anytime you have a local artist based out of your province passing through, it's always great to just to take in those local events and support people from your own province that are, you know, pursuing their dream and doing what it is they love to do. And I mean, it is January, so it's cold outside, but I promise it's going to be warm in the EW Rollins Center, everybody. So if you're into live music, come check us out. We promise you won't be disappointed.
Is there anything that we didn't talk about or I didn't ask that you want to get across now?
Let's just say it's never too late to start playing music. If it's something you've always wanted to do or you used to do and you kind of just let it fall off, don't hesitate to pick up that instrument and start playing again. You know, it's just it's a great way to express yourself, and I find a lot of great memories are made through sharing music and experiencing concerts together and stuff like that. So don't hesitate to shy away from supporting your local live artists, everybody. And it's, you know, it makes the show that much more better when you get an engaging audience, especially in your home province. So, yeah.
Well, thanks for speaking with me today.
Thank you for having us.
We've got a chilly weather forecast coming from Jeff after the break, and a study shows people are less optimistic about getting older. All right, you got 10 seconds, Jeff. How many four-letter words can you use to describe the cold out there today?
None that I can repeat on, well, besides cold.
That works. That counts.
Cold, and then there's that word, and there's that word, and there's, yeah, you know, we're going to just stick with cold. But we'll spell it with a K. Let's take a look and see what we've got going on. Not much to tell you about. Sure, a little bit of action out on Canada's west coast where it happens to be mild, but once we get east of the Rockies, it's cold. Cold Arctic air hammering down across North America, slowly but surely migrating eastward, so it's not cold in those places quite yet. We're going to be dealing with that here in the prairies to begin with. And as I mentioned on, they're really preparing for bracing themselves for a very nasty situation down south, because it is going to be ugly. Simple as that. And it's going to impact millions of Americans and ultimately Canadians as well. So let's take a look and see what we've got going on with our future cast. So the good news is, if there is good news, the windiest conditions are going to remain for the most part in Alberta. You can see those tight pressure lines along the foothills, but then things start to gap a little bit, and of course that means we will be dealing with less windy conditions. But even with less windy conditions, these temperatures are going to be crazy cold and dangerously cold. Look at this. This is the overnight temperatures, folks. Minus 38 degrees in Spiritwood, the Battlefords, Birch Hills, Rostern, minus 39 in Candle Lake under clear skies. Nipawin, minus 36 degrees, clear skies. A bit of cloud in Melfort, but 37 degrees on the minus side. You just get a little bit of wind, and those temperatures could feel darn close to minus 50. Okay, minus 28 degrees tomorrow for Spiritwood under mainly sunny skies. Similar situation for the Battlefords. Even colder, though, once we make our way towards Candle Lake, a high of just minus 30 degrees, minus 31 in Birch Hills. Minus 31 as well under mainly sunny skies in Rostern. Minus 29 for Nipawin's daytime high tomorrow, and Melfort minus 30 degrees. So yes, the coldest temperatures we've had this winter season, certainly the coldest temperatures since the beginning of the new year. Minus 38 degrees in Prince Albert overnight. Winds out of the west at 10. As I mentioned, even that light wind will push these temperatures, making them feel more like they are closer to minus 50. So these ones will be closer to the minus 48 degree mark or thereabouts. Minus 30 degrees tomorrow. Winds out of the southwest at 10. Mainly sunny conditions. So yeah, straight up cold conditions there in Prince Albert. And then as we make our way towards Saturday, sunny and minus 28 degrees. Sunday, minus 19 degrees. A bit of a reprieve, and I just mean a bit of a reprieve. Minus 16 degrees on Monday with mainly cloudy skies, but backing off again temperature-wise on Monday, or Tuesday and Wednesday, minus 19 for highs. Thursday, minus 16. And then as we get closer to the end of the month, temperatures returning to more seasonal values. So we've got that to look forward to. But all in all, just a very cold and dangerously cold situation, and people need to be careful.
Absolutely. And luckily, we did dodge those leading minus fours, the 40s, although I think with the wind chill, we're probably
it most
playing with that
will.
In that neighborhood. Excellent. Thanks, Jeff. Well, it's considered the pinnacle of bowling. A perfect game doesn't happen often. But over the weekend, a Saskatchewan teenager joined the elite club. Allison Bamford went to the bowling alley in Biggar, where it all went down.
throw after throw. Tanner Pollock spends hours on these lanes.
Almost every day.
The 14-year-old picked up the sport about a year ago, and in the fall he set his sights on bowling the perfect game. 12 consecutive strikes totaling 450 points, a rare feat many go their whole lives without reaching.
It's happened before where I've gone all the way to 11 strikes down to the last throw, but usually I missed it.
But on Sunday, during his 22nd game of the day, Tanner struck perfection. By himself on the middle lanes, listening to Queen play through the sound system.
When there's a lot more people and stuff, it's harder to bowl.
Just one other person was around, Melissa Rashke, the owner of Bigger Bowl, catching the big moment on camera.
I've never been around a perfect game. It's amazing that Tanner was able to do this and that I got to witness it.
The Canadian 5-Pin Bowlers Association sanctioned just 13 perfect games in the 2024-25 season. Now, Tanner's game won't count under those guidelines because he didn't score it during league play. But that doesn't make it any less impressive.
Butterflies in the stomach, kind of seeing that thrill and that joy for him was really incredible.
Along with pride, Tanner received $1,000 from the bowling alley for throwing a perfect game. He'll put that towards new bowling balls, shoes, and a bag to help chase his next goal.
I'd like to do good in like a provincials tournament.
Something he hopes to strike off his list this year. Allison Bamford, CTV News, Bigger, Saskatchewan.
Mike Saunders was a popular running back for the Saskatchewan Roughriders, but this is rare footage showing him playing against Saskatchewan for a U.S.-based team called the San Antonio Texans. These are rare fleeting images of the game, which was never televised during the 1995 season when the CFL had American teams. But a local news camera would have got some highlights, and this is it. The Texans were originally based in Sacramento before moving to San Antonio in 1995, and they had a pretty good team. Meanwhile, this was not a great day for the Riders. Saskatchewan was down 23-3 at halftime, but the Riders would make a comeback of sorts, which included a touchdown run from Warren Jones and a 2-point conversion to pull the Riders to within 8. But the Texans would salt it away with a couple of field goals and a touchdown by former Saskatchewan Roughrider Mike Saunders. It was the last time a team from Texas ever came up to Regina to face the Saskatchewan Roughriders. CFL expansion to the U.S. was abandoned after this season was over. And if you want to check out more classic sports moments from the days of Wilco and wood finish televisions, you can check them out on our website.
The Canadian Food Inspection Agency has issued a recall for chia seeds. The CFIA says 900-gram packages of Left Coast Naturals organic chia seeds have been recalled over a possible salmonella contamination. The affected products have a best before date of November 13th and 14th, 2026. They were sold in Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Alberta, BC, and Ontario. The CFIA says there have been no reported illnesses. The other recall issued by the CFIA is for Angry Orange stain removers in Orange Twist and Fresh Clean scents. Both products have expiry dates before October 7th, 2027. The agency says the recall is due to the presence of a bacteria that could cause serious infections in people with weakened immune systems. No illnesses have been reported in Canada or the U.S. A troubling snapshot about how Canadians feel about getting older. Maria Saru highlights the struggles and the gaps in support for those in need.
Card slide and flip face down before the next hand of bridge hits the table. It's a familiar game for these folks, played with familiar faces. And for some seniors, it's a chance to mingle and make new friends.
If you're left on your own, what's there for you?
David Blackier mans this front desk one day a week, ticking off members' names as they arrive.
Bill's in.
It's part of how he stays connected to his community here at the Seniors Active Living Center. The National Institute on Aging surveyed thousands of people 50 plus and found optimism about getting older fell from 62% in 2024 to 57% in 2025. Another 57% also reported experiencing loneliness, with 43% at risk of social isolation.
Social isolation is akin to the kind of outcomes we see with chronic disease. So it can really reduce somebody's ability to live a healthy, independent life.
The biggest barriers differ depending on the age group.
For the 50 to 64-year-olds, affordability was definitely the number one. For the older cohort of older adults, the 80 plus, the number one barrier was around health limitations.
That's why both affordability and accessibility mattered. And Blackier says a low-cost membership for the center helps.
We're providing something here that is very healthy for them. I've heard 90-year-olds and well into the 90-year-olds saying, oh my gosh, Dave, if we didn't have this, what would we do?
Experts say community-based seniors organizations like this center need more investment, with many relying on unsteady funding and volunteer support. Maria Saru, CTV News, Charlottetown.
All right, Jeff, a Danish artist is displaying some of his troll creations in North Carolina.
I think it's unique that they are all made out of wood and that somebody takes the time to put the pieces of wood together and hammer them and sit there for hours and do that.
Thomas Danbo is known for his giant wooden troll creations, and this creation is called Trolls, a Field Study. 12 interactive sculptures are at least 2 meters tall. They're crafted by hand and are meant to reveal a fresh perspective on what makes us human. Danbo's work is on 5 of 7 continents, and each creation has its own story if you can find it on his website. And I was thinking, when I look at these, I think of the Where the Wild Things Are, Jim.
Yeah, that's very evocative of that classic children's book.
Yep, there you go. And I mean, maybe creepy. And Chantel was saying, hey, if I saw that at night, I think I'd be a little bit scared.
I think a lot of people would, you know, if you just came upon it with a flashlight and all of a sudden, whoa, there it is. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I looked at a few others. There's one that's a bridge. A person's leg is the bridge. So very creepy.
Interesting.